He's got some room up the middle, and Sergio Garcia could take this one all the way. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown!
Anderson drives for the layup, and he's good!
Taylor Jackson for 3. Bang! Taylor Jackson from downtown!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back here to Lake Central High School. As Giovanni, we've got a big matchup tonight for the undefeated Indians as they take on Gary Lighthouse. And the Indians have been on quite a roll these past, the first 2 games of the season, beating Andrean and then beating South Bend, Washington. And Nick Anderson has been on an absolute tear. He averaged 15 points last year. So far in just these 2 games, he's averaging 33 points a game, which is 66 points total on the season. And, a lot of people have high hopes for this team now. Tell us a bit more about that, Giovanni.
Yeah, the undefeated Lake Central Indians, as we like to call them the past week here. But
it's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, no, Lake Central has had a good start to this season, being the defending 2A state champions, Andrean and South Bend, Washington. We were both here for the Andrean game. I think one thing that's going to help this Lake Central team a lot is the atmosphere, that the student section has created. And, going past that, this Lake Central team has proven, led by Nick Anderson, but they got some other good players. Kyle Blum can shoot the 3. And, again, we expect some of the younger players to step up and, try and build some depth for this Lake Central team.
Absolutely. And speaking of young players, Gary Lighthouse, they only have 2 upperclassmen on the varsity roster.
Yep.
1 senior, 1 junior, everything else sophomore and freshman. What else do you got to do to, take on this inexperienced team?
Well, Lake Central has to try and get inside a little bit more, but also, focus on shooting the 3 ball well. I think tonight for Lake Central, the key is going to be, listen, I'm sure this team knows that Nick Anderson can shoot the 3. They're going to try and shut down Nick Anderson. They're going to try and force Lake Central to use some of the other players, and I think they're capable of that. Ami Katra, Harns Zazowski, two guys that you can drive inside and get some points. I think that's going to be the key for Lake Central tonight.
Absolutely, and that's all the time we have today, folks. But we'll be right back after this quick commercial break from Genesis Rehab Services and a quick shout-out from our social media team here at Lake Central. We'll see you for game time.
You're beginning to feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
With today's healthcare and the run-of-the-mill treatments being offered, Genesis Rehab provides a plan that is tailored to you. We administer individualized treatment in private rooms with the one-on-one care that you need to heal. If you are living with pain or have an injury, schedule your appointment today.
We'll make you feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
What's up, Lake Central? I'm Yusuf Kamari.
I'm Riley Nestricht.
And I'm Mia Martinez. And we're your social media editors.
We manage 4 accounts for the high school: Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook.
We cover things such as sporting events, pep rallies, clubs, and concerts.
Make sure to follow us on all our accounts. We'll see you around, Elsie.
philosophy of good sportsmanship. Profanity, degrading remarks, and intimidating actions directed at officials or competitors will not be tolerated and may be grounds for removal of tonight's contest. As a result, Lake Central High School encourages all players, coaches, officials, and spectators to show good sportsmanship this evening, and we thank you for your continued support in high school athletics. At this time, we'd ask that everyone please rise, and gentlemen, kindly remove your hats as we honor America as sophomore Aurora Alvarez sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets reglow, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The officials for tonight's contest, Kevin Meixel, Mark Sewell, and Jeff Rutledge. And now let's meet the starters for tonight's contest. First, the visiting Gary Lighthouse Lions. At guard, a 6'2 senior, number 1, Steve Carr. At guard, a 6-foot sophomore, number 3, Devarius Stewart. At guard, a 6-foot junior, number 5, Jacob Berry. At guard, a 6-foot sophomore, number 11, Shamar Mays. At forward, a 6'4 sophomore, number 33, Sean Hathaway. The Lions are coached by Nicholas Moore, assisted by Kendall Nichols and Kiana Stein. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Lake Central Indians. At guard, a 6'2 senior, number 0, Nick Anderson. At guard, a 6-foot junior, number 30, Mark McClusick. At forward, a 6'4 senior, number 40, Kyle Blum. At forward, a 6'2 senior, number 41, Hunter Zazowski. And in the middle, a 6'6 senior, number 33, Amami Katra. The Indians are coached by Dave Loznick, assisted by Andy Gurnak and Tim Haran. Believe in sportsmanship. Please, let the players play, the coaches coach, the officials officiate. Let's all be fans, not fanatics.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here for the tip-off of this ball game. Lake Central versus Gary Lighthouse. Interesting matchup tonight for both teams, Josh.
Absolutely, and you know, it's going to be quite the show here. We don't really know what Gary has to offer, as they are a young team, and you know, we look forward to seeing if Lake Central can keep this streak alive, as they've been, you know, I know you don't like to compare any pro to high school, but
I do not.
The runs this team goes on, where it could be like a 2-minute stretch, and next thing you know, you're down 10 points to them.
Yeah, it sounds, I guess if I had to find a pro equivalent, the Golden State Warriors of 2 years ago.
Yes, I'm not calling this team anywhere close to the Golden State Warriors.
I hope not.
might I
Blum
add.
looked like he was going to take a deep 3.
I feel like that's just going to make it easier for our fans who haven't been watching, following this season, to understand as Katra gets the first board of the night there.
We mentioned in the pregame, Lake Central's got to get going inside, and right there, Ami Katra, great way to start. As you can tell right away, the crowd is very much into this game. And something we mentioned in the pregame, this is a young Lighthouse team, and rebound there by Mark Malusnik. Gets it to Katra. Going inside, and he's fouled on the way up. And he'll head to the free throw line.
And Katra with a great early start to the game here, as he's got the first 2 points and not going to head to the free throw line.
Never mind, they did call it on the ground.
And Anderson from the corner 3, shot up off the mark.
And he tried to keep it in. It goes right back to Katra for 3, and he's good. Not something we see very often, Ami Katra taking 3-pointers, but he had a good look at it right there. And
that was a wide open shot as Katra gets the block now, and they say it was out on him, but Katra having a monster game here.
Yeah, and on that last play, he had the 3 on Sean Hathaway, trying to keep that one in, trying to make a good effort play there, and unfortunately, ball did not bounce Lighthouse's way.
Lighthouse now going to inbound, trying to find something here.
It's Darius Stewart. Looks like he'll be running the point guarded by Mark Malusnik, and
ooh, not sure that he meant to do that, but he nutmegged Malusnik as Lighthouse gets on the board for the first time this game with Sean Hathaway.
Yeah, Hathaway right there just had a easy bucket right there.
Hathaway 6'4" as a sophomore.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the young players to look out for on this Lighthouse team.
Yeah, but I mean, standing next to Katra, I could not tell you that he was 6'4" as Katra's 6'6". And the fan section now getting into things here.
And one thing that's key for Lake Central, I think we can both agree, Kyle Blum is definitely, Lake Central's a second option, but you got to find someone else to step up. And who is that player? So far, it's been Ami Katra, but you look for guys like Zazoski to step up. Malusnik maybe try and get some points for this team. You got to find points elsewhere.
Absolutely, more depth you have, the better, Giovanni. And at the start of this season, we said that's what this season was going to be about. And everyone's kind of finding their way here as Anderson now working, trying to find something, driving, lays it up, and they call a charge on Anderson.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, I don't think he was going to get away with that one.
Yeah. But, I mean, we've seen Lighthouse. They're playing physical on Anderson.
Absolutely. And, one thing, Anderson now, his game has just come such a long way, from his getting varsity time his sophomore year. You see Nick Anderson not afraid to drive inside, plays, pretty strong defense. His game has definitely come a long way.
Yeah, he's not our little secret anymore here at Lake Central.
No,
teams are taking note.
No, he's no longer a sophomore.
Yeah.
He's grown into his own here in his senior year, and a foul called.
Yeah, and Anderson, I mean, you look at his high school career as a sophomore hitting that buzzer beater that, has lived on for a while now.
It's in our intro if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, and, I mean,
Malusnik gets a steal, looking to get it up to Anderson, and a steal by Devarius Stewart. Good play right there by Lighthouse. Lake Central was trying to get a fast break right there, but right there, Stewart was all over it. Intercepted that pass to Nick Anderson.
But as I was saying before, got some action here. Anderson, yes, that's an incredible shot, and that's a legacy-making shot. But that's not what Anderson wants his career to be defined by. He wants to, keep adding to that legacy and just, keep getting better and better for this team.
Here we go. It's Jacob Berry, defended by Blum and Anderson. They're both trying to double team him, trying to force a turnover, but they get into the hands of Devarius Stewart. Stewart going inside. Katra almost got a hand to it. 3-pointers up, no good, and offensive rebound, and that's an easy 2 right there for Steve Carr, the senior, only senior on this Gary Lighthouse team.
Yeah, as highlighted in our pregame, there's only 2 upperclassmen, the senior Steve Carr, and then the junior, number 5, Jacob Berry.
Zazoski lost that one going inside.
And
A lot of
here's Jerri
contact.
now. Able to keep a hold of it there. Various Stewart at the logo.
Gets it back to Steve Carr, defended by Malusnik.
And Katra now working the perimeter D. And Lighthouse gets to inbound the ball here with 4:01 left. Shot up, off the mark, airballed.
And that's rebounded by Sean Hathaway.
And the crowd's going to let him have it.
Three-pointer, no good. Another air ball.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to take this Lake Central crowd out of it, that's the one thing you can't do is back-to-back air balls.
Yeah, we saw last Monday they did not let Kyle Ross live that one down.
Kyle Ross he had our Indian Jimmy Sagas living in his head.
Oh, absolutely. You can definitely see a timeout taken by
Timeout by Lighthouse. It took a little bit for it to update on our scoreboard up there.
yeah, not the one you see on the screen. Took a while for anyone to announce who it was.
And the cheer team now out there getting some shine.
You can't see it on your screen, but the cheerleaders for Lighthouse.
Yeah, that audio was from the Lighthouse cheerleaders, not ours.
Yeah.
And, you know, you and me were talking about this, and it seems like, you know, that cheer squad is about as loud as the student section.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you close your eyes, you would think that it's a whole packed fan section of Gary Lighthouse fans. But
Absolutely, and, you know.
we don't want to shine the spotlight too much on
Yeah,
cheerleaders that
but
are
I
on
mean,
their own.
you know,
but
that's what you want from a cheer squad is to, you know, get people hyped up, whether it be parents or students.
and we were talking about before, that's the JV game we were talking about.
Yeah, we were
not-
talking about that during JV.
Yeah, Josh walked in, and we both immediately noticed this. I saw them coming off the bus, and they had so much energy.
Yeah, we got off to a bit of a late start here tonight too, Giovanni, as normally the games start at 7. But the JV game was delayed because of fire alarm kept going off here at LC.
Yeah, that was very interesting. At the time when it went off, I went inside to turn or I went downstairs to turn on the video board, and that happened like a few seconds after. I'm like, oh no.
You pressed something wrong, Giovanni.
Yeah.
And Anderson now trying to find something to work with. Drives, gets it in. Extending the Lake Central lead to 3 points now, 7-4.
As we did not mention, Jerry Edwards and Nate Oakley, both juniors, checking into this one. Ami Katra and Mark Malusnik will check out. As you know, we expect to see Malusnik and Jerry Edwards both get significant playing time at three-pointer. That one is good. Nothing but net on that one.
No, that was not good, Giovanni.
Oh, never mind.
Looked good from here, but
Yeah.
that was another air ball for
That
Lighthouse.
one no good.
Yeah, I thought it was good too until you know, I heard our fan section chanting air ball.
I gotta look back at that one.
Stolen by Oakley.
There are some things that are too good to be true.
3 for Blum. No good, off the mark.
There are some things that are too good to be true, I guess, Josh. As he drives on Anderson and a foul. Anderson not too happy with that call. Not sure about that one.
Yeah, I mean, Lighthouse is definitely, you know, both teams I feel have caught some lucky breaks with fouls.
I feel like what I've been impressed from so far is, you know, Lighthouse really doesn't seem intimidated by this team.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, they're playing physical. They're playing their style of basketball here. There's the 3. Tied to
sure?
7-all.
Are you sure? Yep. Okay, it was good. If you're just tuning in, we had one just now that looked perfect, but it was an air ball. It's Blum to Jerri Edwards. Oakley going inside.
Working on Hathaway, gets it up and in. Give Lake Central the lead again here with less than a minute and a half remaining in the first quarter.
Seems like this first quarter has gone by pretty quickly.
Absolutely, and Kyle Nichols checked into the game for the Indians.
It's a travel called on Sean Hathaway. Yep. To be honest, I thought that was going to be a charge.
Yeah, I mean, Blum took that one like a man there. And
taking one for the team, as we like to say, as he will check out of the game now. Looks like number 14, Graham Weber, the junior. Not a name we've said too much.
Yeah, I don't think.
Oh, Zazowski lost that one. Not the best pass right there. And it's gonna be interesting here. Only one senior in the game right now, and that's Hunter Zazowski. Everyone else are juniors. Yep, all juniors except Hunter Zazowski.
I mean, you know, you hear about NBA teams going with small ball lineups. Maybe this is Lake Central's young ball lineup, and there's a clear and obvious travel there. Oh man, was that LeBron James out there on the court, Giovanni?
Yeah, maybe, but I'm not sure. Jacob Berry seemed very shocked about that one.
Yeah, I mean, from up here, it looked like he took 3 or 4 steps and can't do that. Nichols gets it ripped away from him there.
Good play by Shamar Mays, able to keep that one in his hands and keep it in bounds. Great defensive play right there.
Katra getting ready to check in for the Indians, as it seems like they need it with this sloppy basketball here.
Yeah, and I think Lake Central recognizes that. Blum also getting ready to check in.
Yeah, Lighthouse tried to speed up the pace, and now they got to slow it down with LC's perimeter defense, and there's a foul. Blum now joining Katra at the scorer's table.
And looks like they will check back in. Nate Oakley and Zazowski checking out now for Kyle Blum and Ami Katra. And 25 seconds to go here in this first quarter. And nearly turned over right there. Good play right there by Shamar Mays, able to keep that one in bounds. As here we go, they have it right at the Lake Central logo, number 5, Jacob Berry, as he gets it to James Robinson. He goes inside, he gets the 2, and
9-9 with clock keep ticking here.
You gotta get a shot off here.
Blum from 3. Oh, that was a close one, Giovanni.
Yeah,
but
and after
no cigar. We'll be right back after this break.
You're beginning to feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
With today's healthcare and the run-of-the-mill treatments being offered, Genesis Rehab provides a plan that is tailored to you. We administer individualized treatment in private rooms with the one-on-one care that you need to heal. If you are living with pain or have an injury, schedule your appointment today.
We'll make you feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
What's up, Lake Central? I'm Yusuf Namari.
I'm Riley Nestricht.
And I'm Mia Martinez. And we're your social media editors.
We manage 4 accounts for the high school: Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook.
We cover things such as sporting events, pep rallies, clubs, and concerts.
Make sure to follow us on all our accounts. And we'll see you around, LC.
And welcome back here to Lake Central High School. After 1 quarter of play, Lighthouse 9, Lake Central 9. We're all tied up here going into this second quarter. And we want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Rehab Services, located in Whiting and St. John, Indiana. Big thank you to them for sponsoring us.
Absolutely, and had a low-scoring first quarter, only 18 points in total, 9 all here. But, you know, all in all, a pretty good first quarter of basketball, I would say. Both teams seem to want to, you know, play at their own tempo, which is always great to see.
We'll start off here tied at 9. 35 right now. Interesting. Number 35, Jaden Clayton in the ball game now. As here we go, it's number 11, Shamar Mays, the sophomore, listed at exactly 6 foot, heading to the free throw line.
And this would be Lighthouse's first lead of the night, and it's good.
As he looks to make their lead 2 points now, early in this second quarter. Here we go, it's Jerri Edwards now. Gets the inbound from Blum. Lake Central gotta get it up here. Lighthouse trying to press him, but Lake Central able to get out of it for now. Blum fakes a 3, gets it out to
Clayton drives and no. Bounce standing out there.
Clayton thought he had a bucket there.
Yeah, but now Clayton will head to the line here. Try to tie it up at 11 all.
And he will shoot 2 free throws. And he misses the first one. Jaden Clayton, again, not a name we've said too much. Definitely someone you expect to step up down the stretch of this season. Second one up, no good. He goes 0-2 from the free throw line. Is it Shamar Mays getting it out to Jacob Berry? Looked like they were about to double team McCutchery and Jerri Edwards. Going inside and a foul. No, travel on Lighthouse. Lake Central gets it back.
Lake Central looked like they got away with one there. And, you know, they got to be feeling pretty thankful about that one.
And Blum misses the corner 3.
Yeah, Lake Central not really able to get anything going from the three-point line except that Kotra 3 that we saw early on in the game. And same thing can be said for Lighthouse.
And you know, the one thing early on in this game, you know, Lake Central, they got to get to those rebounds. They can't let Lighthouse get any second chance efforts.
Absolutely, and Anderson subbing in for Nichols now. That means Blum, Edwards, Clayton, Kotra, and Anderson all out on the court for the Indians. And Blum now working, hits Anderson. Anderson from 3. No good, but he was fouled, so Anderson will now head to the line.
Who else do you want going to the free throw line to shoot 3 free throws? Here we go, he will shoot 3 free throws, as we mentioned.
Now we saw in that Andrean game, he got, you know, questionable no call there, where he was fouled and he actually made the 3. Would have been a 4-point play potentially, but Anderson still able to head to the basket here. And the second one is good. Tied at 11. 11-11, make a wish, Giovanni.
I really wish he makes this free throw. Well,
Great
actually,
wish.
wait, you're not supposed to say it out loud, so I guess it's not going to come true. We'll see. I may have just jinxed it.
Put your lucky fingers up.
I don't believe in curses. Let's just say that. 12-11 now. 6:25 to go here in this first half.
So Lake Central takes the lead now. Short-lived lead for Lighthouse.
Darius Stewart was right by the DAC logo on that one. And they get it out to Stewart again. Dishes it back out.
Lighthouse keeps passing around the perimeter. Sazowski getting ready to check in now.
Berry to Stewart, defended by Ami Katra, and ooh. Shot is up, no good, and smart play right there by Jaden Clayton. Did not touch that one, it goes back to Lake Central.
And the crowd letting him hear it again. That's, I think, the third air ball this game.
Might be 4, to be honest. And Blum able to get to that one. Blum looked like he thought about shooting it from 3. Blum able to keep the ball and gets out to Zazowski, gets out to Edwards. Anderson going inside. He's good.
Gets it to go. 14-11 here. Indians up on top.
That one short. Zazowski gets the board. Edwards, Anderson for 3.
Bang!
And
What did I tell you, Giovanni?
Yeah,
you could blink and you're tied, and then 2 minutes later you're down by 10. LC looks to be going on one of those runs right now.
Yeah, now up by 6 against Lighthouse now. Big 3 right there from Nick Anderson.
Extending the lead to 6. I believe that's the largest we've had all night.
And you just see right away when he gets into the game, just the energy that he brings to the crowd, to the game. He just changes the game, and Anderson gets that rebound after the miss by Shamar Mays.
This team and this fan section, they know anytime Anderson has the ball, he's a threat to score as he drives again. He gets it again! He's on fire, Giovanni!
Yeah, Nick Anderson just goes on.
The last
on some of these
10
runs.
points for the Indians, Giovanni.
Yeah, he just goes on so many of these runs where it just never looks like he's going to miss. And right now it looks like he's on one of those. As Lighthouse cannot find the answer right now to him.
Giovanni, I want a graphic for the He's on Fire from NBA Jam for whenever Nick Anderson goes on one of these streaks.
And Lighthouse, not the time to get cold here.
Ball and fouled there. What a run by the Indians. And Lighthouse now heading to the line. Jack Mahoney checking in for Ami Katra.
Yeah, Mahoney, someone we saw in the JV game, making some big plays.
Yeah, I mean, when you're, his height as a sophomore, 6'8", that's huge. And Hathaway, another sophomore, gets it.
Hathaway going against 3 Lake Central defenders, Zazowski, Jerri Edwards, and Kyle Blum. Definitely a play that you don't want to happen right there.
Anderson
you never
gets
want
the ball, working, driving against Hathaway, and they call it a charge on Anderson, his second of the night. And Nichols subbing in for Anderson.
Yeah, again, it seems like they're not going to let him get away with too much tonight. 3 is up. And it's a rebound, able to keep it in. Great play right here. Another 3-pointer. No good.
Giovanni. We've heard that a lot tonight, Giovanni.
Yeah. What do you even say to that one?
And Blum now driving inside, doesn't get it, no foul called.
Wow, Coach Malaznik couldn't believe that. I can't believe
the bench couldn't believe it, the fans couldn't believe it, and then they call a foul there against Lake Central, and Malaznik is giving the ref an earful about it.
Here we go, it's Shamar Mays coming to the line. First one up, that's good.
Hard to airball a free throw, Giovanni.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's next, isn't it? This one up. And he swishes both of them. Zazowski inbounds it to Blum. Lighthouse once again pressing. Lake Central gotta get up and a foul.
Foul on Zazowski.
No.
Nope, never mind. I was wrong. Well, Giovanni, we've both had wrong calls here tonight. I think this balances it out.
As Zazowski will head to the line.
Zalski looking to add on to the lead that Lighthouse just closed in on. First one is up and good.
Yeah, one thing that's going to be crucial for Lake Central while they're in the bonus, when you head to the free throw line, you gotta make your free throws, especially, you want to try and potentially run away with this game. So Zalski's second one is up, and he gets both of them. And once again, a young lineup out there. Blum and Sazowski, both seniors, but you see some other young players out there for Lake Central right now. As Lake Central tried to get a turnover, but it's going to be a layup right there for Lighthouse, as it's now a 4-point game.
Bringing a full court press, and I don't know how much it's working there, as Lake Central seems to be finding the open man down court all the time. Mahoney puts it up, gets blocked, loses the ball.
3 is up.
Oh, another air ball, but a foul called. And Lake Central will head to the line. Not too often you say that after opponent shoots.
Here we go, 2:34 to go here in this first half. It'll be a 1-and-1 for Kyle Blum. First one is short. Oakley able to get the board. Oakley puts it up, and it's good. Nate Oakley able to get the rebound there.
I'm very surprised that whistle wasn't blown there, Giovanni. And I thought that one was going to be blown dead and called a jump ball. But Oakley just kept fighting, put it up there, and got it to go.
Yeah, and right here, Lighthouse definitely has some things to talk over here.
And Lighthouse now taking some time here, trying to get themselves back in this game before halftime. And the Indians take the court first here. Oakley, Zazowski, Blum, Nichols, and Edwards all out there. And then for Lighthouse, led by number 4, James Robinson, Shamar Mays, Josh Harris with the inbound. Sean Hathaway out there as well.
Three is up, and that one is good.
That's going to close the gap to 3 here, Giovanni. Lighthouse still bringing the full court press. Lake Central hits Blum again, who has been left alone.
You got to get up here, and yep. Malaznik calls timeout now. And I think the 5 out there right now is definitely going to get an earful about that one.
Yeah, just, you got to take the shot when you get it, and looked like Blum had a bit of a lane there to get something. Hesitated a bit, and Lighthouse was able to close in on him.
But good timeout here by Malaznik to keep possession and talk things over a little bit more with just over 2 minutes to go here.
Absolutely. And yeah, 1 second over 2 minutes left here in this half, Giovanni. And we're shaping up for what should be a good one.
Yeah, close ball game. We didn't really know what to expect from Lighthouse. They played a team from Ohio, and they won 86-46, I believe was the final. But, how much can you really take away from that game? As here we go, it's Blum inbounding it to Edwards. As it's Graham Weber getting ready to check in now. Blum gets it to Zazowski. Looked like he had a lane to shoot. Zazowski puts it up, no good. Oakley gets another board. Oakley inside, and he's fouled.
fouled there, and Oakley has just been getting boards and chucking them back up there. Great effort in the paint tonight by Nate Oakley. And Oakley prepares for his first shot with the Lighthouse cheerleaders in his ear. Thinks the first one in. And some substitutions. Graham Weber checking in place of Kyle Nichols. Second shot's up and good. Back to a 5-point lead for the Indians here.
And a travel now as they'll go back to Lake Central. Lighthouse, staying tough with Lake Central, but one thing that's killing them, we've seen that so many times, travels, just bad turnovers that you cannot have. And
Graham Weber from the corner three, unable to get it to go. Oakley gets it back and puts it back in.
Nate Oakley getting some rebounds for this team, and wow.
The big men for Lake Central having themselves a field day here. We've seen Katra, we've seen Oakley, both having tremendous efforts there in the paint. And foul is called. Jerry Edwards will head to the line to look to extend this lead before half. 27-20, Lake Central on top. Minute 15 remaining in the first half. First shot is no good. Now checking in for Lighthouse. It's number 13, Tracy Fillin. And second shot's up and good. 8-point lead for the Indians.
1:10 to go here in this first half. Zazowski, he's going to get called for a foul, but looked like Zazowski thought he had a chance to get a steal there.
And it's going to be number 0 for Lighthouse. He's not listed on our roster. First shot is up, no good. I'm not sure if it's someone who did a quick jersey swap or a JV player who got called up, but on the roster supplied to us, JV doesn't have any numbers, and there's no number 0 on the varsity roster.
And Zazowski able to get the rebound, try to get to Edwards. Edwards now trying to race up the floor, gets it to Graham Weber, who's going to drive inside to Kyle Blum for 3. That one is no good. Oakley couldn't get to that one, and it's going to be a foul.
Weber nearly took out the referee down there in the corner trying to get that ball.
Yeah, some good ball movement there by Lake Central, just couldn't convert that three-pointer. And, right here, I think Lake Central needs to be, a little more careful. They know that the Lighthouse is in the bonus.
Yeah, and both teams in the bonus, but Lighthouse not really showing the ability to shoot the free throws here as Milosnik chatting it up with the referee down on the sideline. Second shot's up and no good. Oakley gets it. Oakley fighting off 2 defenders, dishes it to Edwards.
And it looked like they were going to try that exact same play again.
Yeah,
Zazowski, Blum faked the 3. Oakley now trying to get inside, and a travel now called on Lake Central.
And the fans can't believe it. The team can't believe it. I don't believe it either. We'll have to watch that one back in post, Giovanni.
Yeah, or if anyone in the audience wants to go back and tell us. Everything happens so fast here. The refs do have a tough job, but as we're under 25 seconds to go here in this first half.
And Lighthouse gonna let the clock drain out here. Maybe try to get that final shot here of the half.
And the 5 for Lake Central, it's Jerry Edwards, Kyle Blum, Nate Oakley, Harns Zazowski, and a three-pointer up. No good.
Blum gets it. Lake Central with a chance for the final shot. Blum driving, puts it up. No good.
And that'll do it for this first half. Lake Central has an 8-point lead, 28-20. We'll be back after this halftime. We're going to take a quick break.
You're beginning to feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
With today's healthcare and the run-of-the-mill treatments being offered, Genesis Rehab provides a plan that is tailored to you. We administer individualized treatment in private rooms with the one-on-one care that you need to heal. If you are living with pain or have an injury, schedule your appointment today.
We'll make you feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
What's up, Lake Central? I'm Yusuf Namari.
I'm Riley Nestricht.
And I'm Mia Martinez.
And we're your social media editors.
We manage 4 accounts for the high school: Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook.
We cover things such as sporting events, pep rallies, clubs, and concerts.
Make sure to follow us on all our accounts. And we'll see you around, Elsie.
And welcome back here to Lake Central High School here for the start of this second half. Lake Central 28, Lighthouse 20 as we head into the start of this third quarter. Lake Central's been, really looking towards their bench to step up during this game. We've seen, a lot of rotation by Coach Malosnik today.
Yes, he's been getting a lot of the younger guys involved for this team, which is always a great thing to see, especially like you and me kept saying with, you want to find depth on this team. That's a great way to find it throughout the season.
Yeah, I'm looking at the varsity roster right now. I think every single person has gone to the game except one. So that's definitely very interesting.
And that person would be number 24, Ethan Knopp. I'm sure we'll get his time sometime this season. Katra dishes it to Blum, who's able to keep it in bounds.
Knopp started as a freshman last year on varsity baseball, so definitely no stranger to getting playing time young.
And Mark Maluznik, no relations to head coach Dave Malosnik. This is it in.
Nope, two different last names as Malusnik now has it. Anderson right at the LC logo.
Easy to get those two names confused.
It can be. And Zasovsky, see what they rule. Lake Central keeps possession.
Their last names are exactly one letter apart, and it's an A for Malosnik and an E for Maluznik. Not too often you see that.
So it's Lighthouse now. Jacob Berry gets it to DeVarius Stewart. Now it looked like Blum and Anderson were going to defend Shamar Mays.
As Stewart was able to keep that wonky pass in bounds there.
Foul, and it'll stay with Lighthouse.
As we are scoreless here through 2 minutes of the second half.
Exactly 1 minute.
Oh, my apologies.
8 minute quarters.
My apologies. We had a 9-minute half, that's why.
I see where the confusion came from.
Yeah.
This is DeVarius Stewart now. Three-pointer up, no good. That was Steve Carr, the only senior.
And Maluznik dishes it to Zasovsky, who muscles his way in. Unable to get that one there. But Lake Central will retain possession. And Maluznik is going to be the one who dishes it in.
Lusnik thought about shooting that one. Blum able to fight for it and keep possession. As we're almost 2 minutes into this third quarter. Anderson right at the half-court line, trying to drive inside, puts up a two. That one is good. Nick Anderson going inside on Jacob Berry, and he gives Lake Central a 10-point lead.
And Lighthouse unable to find anything. There's Blum gets the steal.
Steve Carr was looking to go inside there. Kyle Blum, looks like it hit him in the face right there. But he's able
by any means necessary, Giovanni. He got the ball back. Anderson now dishes it to Blum.
Again, taking one for the team. Blum, Malusnik goes inside. No good, in and out. Katra trying to keep that one in.
He
does. He gets it to Anderson, and I think that was off his foot.
Yeah, that was a close call there, but tremendous effort by the team to keep that one in bounds for as long as they did.
Yeah, Malusnik just unlucky right there, trying to go inside, and that one went in and out. Is it Shamar Mays?
And Lighthouse working the perimeter here.
Three is up. No good. Blum's going to let that one go out of bounds, and Lake Central still 10-point lead, 5:04 to go here in this third quarter.
And long pass there to Blum. Blum driving, dishes it out to Anderson, makes a move, mid-range jumper, no good. Hathaway gets the rebound and it goes out of bounds off of Hathaway.
Hathaway looked like he secured that rebound, but it's going to go back to Lake Central. And right now it's still the starting five in this game. Katra all the way on the outside. Blum. We've seen him fake the three a lot tonight. We haven't seen him take too many outside of the two, or the ones he's taken to end the first and second quarter. Blum going inside, and a foul. It's on Lighthouse.
Draws the block there, and Blum will head to the line for two. And they overturn it. They give the ball to Lighthouse.
Oh.
Don't think I've seen that yet. One ref was about to hand the ball right over to Lake Central player, and then the other ref went over to the scorer's table and told him Lighthouse ball, so.
Looks like the NFL trying to review pass interference, to be honest.
Yeah, speaking of NFL, Giovanni, during this timeout, let's talk a bit about football. I know we're from the Chicagoland area. The Chicago Bears are currently playing the Dallas Cowboys.
I wish the audience could see me rolling my eyes.
Just because you're a Colts fan doesn't mean that, you know, there aren't Bears fans
I'm
watching.
going to turn my back to you. I don't want to look at you right now. We're talking about the Bears.
All I'm saying is the game's going on and it's tied 7-7. We're in a timeout and there's not much else to talk about. And
I do wish I could say things about the Colts, but unfortunately there's just no time there's just not enough time on this broadcast, unfortunately, for me to go into that. Anyways, Lake Central comes out of this timeout. It's going to be the same five as looks like Nate Oakley's getting ready to check into this one. I think he's going to be coming in for Ami Katra, if I had to guess. As they inbound it. Shamar Mays defended by Malusnik. Three-pointer up, and that one is good. Shamar Mays, the sophomore, makes it a 7-point ball game.
Shamar Mays, that's a name we've heard a couple times tonight.
Yep, Shamar Mays, once again, sophomore. A lot of young players on this Lighthouse team. Anderson, Zazowski for three, no good. As Lighthouse, once again, who else? Shamar Mays getting the rebound. Three is up. No good. And fight for the rebound. Malusnik had his hands, but
went from Malusnik's Henderson, fell right into Katra's hands. Lucky break there for the Indians.
Katra going inside to Malusnik, goes up for two. That one is good. Mark Malusnik with the two-pointer. Lake Central's lead now up to 9.
Mays with the ball here, dishes it to Hathaway, dishes it back to Mays. Mays pulls up for a long three, unable to get it there, rebounded by Katra, who just dishes it out to Malusnik. Malusnik went into the stands.
Ran right into a fan.
Ran right into someone's grandma.
Anderson going inside, puts it up, and he's good. Nick Anderson once again.
What a beautiful shot there. Just watch that back if you're at home and just look at the flick of the wrist. Kept his hand in the cookie jar there. Textbook shot.
I got to give the Lighthouse fans credit. Or most of the cheerleaders.
The cheer section.
Three-pointer up. No good. Zazowski gets that one. I got to give them credit. No matter what the score has been in this ballgame, they've had the exact same energy throughout.
Even in the JV game, which they lost 71-32, they still had that intense energy.
Yeah, to be honest, I was paying so much attention to that. I didn't even look at the scoreboard.
I didn't look at the scoreboard either.
I just looked up and I saw that it was 14-0 Lake Central.
Yeah,
I'm like, wow.
We were both, setting up for our live stream. We looked up, and next thing we knew, it was 18-0 Indians on top. But Lighthouse bringing a full court press here. Zazowski dishes it to Oakley. Dishes it to Edwards. Back to Zazowski.
Lake Central just able to get that one up. Jerri Edwards. Anderson begging for the ball, trying to go for the corner.
Lighthouse
Edwards, he's got Anderson. Anderson for three. That one is good. Nick Anderson.
Don't let him warm up, Giovanni.
Oh, we saw that one coming all day. Anderson begging for the ball in the corner. Jerri Edwards sets him up perfectly. 2 minutes to go here. Lake Central now starting to run away with this. Nick Anderson.
Anderson gets it. He's on fire, Giovanni.
Oh, the kid is something else. What a stretch.
And he gets the block. And LC gets the rebound. And Anderson's going to take it up. Giovanni, do you feel that? It's goosebumps. Oakley gets it. Lake Central on one of those miraculous runs that I told you about. It was 28-3. It's 41-23 now.
Yeah, 28-23. Now 41-23.
And
what a
the ball
run.
goes out of bounds there. Indians ball.
You can feel it.
What a run, Giovanni. Do you feel that? Because I feel some goosebumps coming right now. And the refs are going to talk this one over, and they give it to Lighthouse.
Oh, boy.
And the fans not happy about that. Nick Anderson running over, giving Coach Milosnik a hug as Hunter Zazowski checks out of the game, gives a high five. And Nick Anderson. This is going to go down. I'm calling it now, Giovanni. We're only 3 games into the season. Nick Anderson's going to have a great career, and he's going to have a fantastic senior year to finish it all off.
Absolutely.
He got put on the map his sophomore year with that ever so magical buzzer beater shot that you were on the call for in the sectional finals game against Munster.
Yeah, I always tell people that that's going to be my favorite memory of high school, favorite memory of calling games. Yeah, I don't think anything's going to top that. And boy, it seems like
the fans are not too happy with these refs here, as they have called Lake Central ball about. They have called Lake Central ball 3 times, overturned it 3 times, given it back to Lighthouse 3 times.
3 is up,
Air
no
ball.
good.
And Hathaway involved in the jumper. It's going to be Lake Central ball. Nope, my apologies, Lighthouse ball.
Seemed like the Lake Central bench definitely thought that was going to go back to him, but
apparently not.
Here we go. It's going to be number 13, Tracy Fillin.
And we are under a minute left here in the 3rd quarter. Lake Central going on.
Hathaway trying to go
tears.
against Oakley. Oakley, I thought he
Wait.
got a hand to that, and that one right into the hands of Tracy Fillin.
Yeah, Clayton had it stripped out of him, and unfortunately lost it. Ended up in a Lighthouse basket.
Edwards to Graham Weber, going inside to Nate Oakley. Nate Oakley puts it up. That one is good. Lake Central now has an 18-point lead.
And I'll tell you what, Giovanni, for Hathaway's size, I mean, he looks to be the biggest player out there for Lighthouse, not only in height, but, you know, he's a big guy. And Lake Central's big men have been just working against him all game.
Lighthouse trying to respond with a 3-pointer of their own, couldn't convert, and looks like Lake Central get it back for most likely the last shot of the 3rd quarter before we head to a commercial break. Here we go, it's Blum inbounding it to Jerri Edwards. Jerri Edwards now gets it to Nate Oakley, looking for Graham Weber. Graham Weber to Kyle Blum. He's taking the last shot the last 2 quarters. Can he get it here? Weber now. Step back 3. No good. And a good effort there by Jaden Clayton. Wouldn't have counted anyway, as we will head into the 4th quarter. Lake Central goes on a big run. A big part of that was Nick Anderson on fire. We will head into the 4th quarter after After this commercial break, be sure to stay tuned.
You're beginning to feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
With today's healthcare and the run-of-the-mill treatments being offered, Genesis Rehab provides a plan that is tailored to you. We administer individualized treatment in private rooms with the one-on-one care that you need to heal. If you are living with pain or have an injury, schedule your appointment today.
We'll make you feel much better. Genesis Rehab.
What's up, Lake Central? I'm Yusuf Namari.
I'm Riley Nestricht.
And I'm Mia Martinez. And we're your social media editors.
We manage 4 accounts for the high school: Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook.
We cover things such as sporting events, pep rallies, clubs, and concerts.
Make sure to follow us on all our accounts. And we'll see you around, Elsie.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you are just tuning in, we had a 28-23 ball game. Lake Central was on top, and then Lake Central went on a run there, fed through Nick Anderson, and we're not too sure how many points he currently has, but it's obviously going to be in the double digits this game, as when he gets hot, there's no stopping this team.
Oh, without a doubt, in the past 2 games, he's reached the 30 mark.
Averaging 33 points per game on the season.
That is through 2 games, so keep that in mind. And Malusnik able to get to that one. Malusnik going inside. That one no good. Katra gets the board.
Blum from 3. Unable to get it.
Malusnik fell to the ground hard there. Able to get back up. As it's Carr in the corner, defended by Blum, and a foul called on Kyle Blum.
And these refs have, really not let the guys play out too much. Not what you want to see if you're a fan of either team, but Lake Central fans specifically getting very upset with these calls.
I mean, how upset can you really get? I mean, Lake Central's up by 18. Mays 4-3, no good.
And Zazovsky gets the board there. Dishes it to Anderson, who's going to bring it up the court. And Malosnik calling for it. He was open in the corner for a little bit until he got closed in on.
Zazovsky faked the 2. Ami Katra to Blum. Blum faked the 3. Anderson now throwing it to Zazovsky. Zazovsky to Mark Malusnik.
Zazovsky now driving. Unable to get that one there. So Lake Central, you've got 6 minutes, 40 seconds left here to defend this lead. And, you built a sizable lead, but no lead is safe in high school basketball.
Yeah, we've learned that throughout. That's the one thing we've learned throughout the years. It's not over until that clock hits 0.
Lake Central's just got to stay aggressive here and keep their foot on the gas and control what Lighthouse gets to do.
Zazovsky corner 3, in and out. Katra gets the board. Zazovsky looked like he was going to take another one. Malusnik now. Blum asking for it. Malusnik inside, no good. And it's going to be a foul on Mark Malusnik. It'll go back to Lighthouse. And you got to wonder here. It's an 18-point lead. Definitely not the most impossible thing to come back from. But at the same time, at what point does Malosnik start to pull some of his stars? Nick Anderson, Kyle Blum, Ami Katra, Zazovsky, even Jerry Edwards, not a starter, but still a key player. How long does he keep the starters in for?
Yeah, 6 minutes is a lot of time. We saw LC explode in what seemed like 2 minutes.
Exactly.
To make it this lead. Who's to say Lighthouse can't? And we also saw in that Andrean game, Mark Malusnik went down in garbage time. Fortunately, not a severe injury. He was able to play the next game, but not what you want to see.
I believe it was Anderson who.
Anderson?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was Anderson. He was going inside and came up a little guilty.
Yes, it was Anderson.
As there's a three, Shamar Mays. Anderson to Zazovsky. Kyle Blum now. Trying to find someone. Zazovsky all the way to the other
for
side.
three. Bang!
What else is there to say? Nick Anderson absolutely torching this Lighthouse team.
That's how you hold on to a lead, Giovanni. And Lighthouse having to slow down the tempo here, unable to find anything.
Two-pointer, no good. Anderson all the way to Kyle Blum. Tommy Katra now. Lake Central just trying to keep the ball. Zazowski for three, no good. Shamar Mays drives, and that'll go back to Lake Central.
And Zazowski checks out for Clayton. Now, Giovanni, this Lake Central team, you know, you talk to almost any basketball player at any level, they're going to tell you basketball is a mental game. As that one's stolen there, we'll get back to you in a second. Katra gets the steal and foul, Lake Central ball. But as I was saying, any basketball player is going to tell you it's a mental game, correct?
Yes, that's true.
And, you know, what's going to make you better is confidence. And do you see how much confidence this Lake Central team has out there on the court, Giovanni?
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
These guys know if they are on their A game, they are going to be a very, very hard team to stop. As Anderson is it to Clayton to Katra, who gets it.
And Lake Central not pressing the brakes, and they're starting to run away with this game, keeping their foot on the gas.
Anderson with the steal, and Anderson. This is it to Edwards. Edwards lays it up and in. I mean, you know, number one thing that really tells me about that conference was that run that this Indians team went on, where, you know, they had Nate Oakley almost hit a
Anderson, another steal.
And Anderson almost with a dunk, too. He looked pretty close to dunking it. Not sure if he did. Three for Edwards. He's fouled. And what a four-point play.
Potential here for a four-point play for Jerri Edwards.
Giovanni, I think we're seeing another run from this Lake Central team. Oakley checks in for Katra. Anderson checks out of the game for Nichols. 3:55 left in this game, as it looks like LC has a very high probability of advancing to 3-0 on the season. Edwards.
Yeah, and for another few days, we can keep saying the undefeated Lake Central Indians.
Hopefully we could keep saying that for a lot longer than a couple days. And
well, I only say it because their next game's on Tuesday.
Oh.
Against Gary Westside. Another team from Gary coming here to Lake Central. Should be a good one. But before that, tomorrow we got girls basketball coming back here. It's been a little bit, but Lake Central girls basketball team facing off against Maryville tomorrow night. Be sure to tune into our live coverage of that game. Girls basketball team looking to start strong in the DAC. You know, they definitely got a tough road in front of them.
And shot is waved off.
And we'll try again here. So be sure to tune into that. And they also look to bounce back from Tuesday night's loss to the rival Munster Mustangs.
Anderson in the game now. And not sure what's going on here. Lots of confusion.
Well, Lighthouse still keeps possession, but
what is going on here? Lake Central players are moving back. Now they're moving up. What?
I'm going to go with, yep, Lake Central gets it, but
What in the world just happened there?
Looked like a lot of confusion.
And I mean, I know these refs have hard jobs, but they've been making some questionable decisions out there on the court. I mean, granted, would we ever be able to do their job, Giovanni?
Oh no,
absolutely not.
No, I
and,
could not. No,
we give credit to them, but just a couple misses, near misses, are things that just kind of have us scratching our head a bit. Edwards checks in for Nichols. Jack Mahoney checking in as well. It's now Anderson, Oakley, Mahoney, Clayton, and Edwards out there. Lake Central with a 24-point lead. Both teams in the bonus with 3:28 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Oakley gets the board. Edwards gonna bring it up court now. This is it to Clayton. Lighthouse keeps bringing the double team. There's gonna be an open man. It's all about finding the open man.
A little surprised that Anderson's still in this ball game.
As am I, but if you want to keep this lead and keep it growing, that's how you do it. Anderson with the mid-range jumper to extend the lead to 26 points.
And looks like everyone listed on the varsity roster will play. Looks like Ethan Knopp is getting ready to check in, and there's Steve Carr with the basket.
Anderson bringing it up the court.
Oakley now getting it over half court, and timeout called by Coach Malaznik.
And Malaznik now just got to focus on maintaining this lead and not having a disastrous turn of events. And number one, Steve Carr for the Indians with looks like a cut on his lip, so he's gonna head over to the Indians training staff.
Yeah, athletic trainer Chris Hall here at Lake Central does a great job.
Yeah, I mean, we called his name a lot in football, and always seem to do a tremendous job out there. And Steve Carr is all good, returning to his bench. Never mind. Heading back to the locker room as the ref sent him back there.
As we'll see what five comes out here for Lake Central. It's Jerry Edwards.
And there's Knopp, so
Ethan
everyone
Knopp
on varsity has gotten some minutes tonight.
Nate Oakley, Jack Mahoney,
and
Jaden Clayton. So
everyone seems to be resting up here. Looking forward to the next game.
Yeah, next game for boys basketball once again. That's next Tuesday here as Westside comes here to Lake Central. We will be bringing you live coverage of that as we do for every single home varsity basketball game for both boys and girls basketball. And the only place you can find it is right here on our YouTube channel.
And Stephen Carr checking into the game now. Clayton with the free throw attempts here. First one's up, no good. Rebounded by number 33, Sean Hathaway for Lighthouse.
Three is up, and what a shot there.
Shamar Mays. Now Lighthouse keeps bringing the full court press.
Edwards gets it up to Mahoney, and that's off his fingertips, and Coach Malaznik seems furious, and I thought he was furious at his players right there. It looks like he was getting very frustrated with the official.
Yeah, and I don't know what Mays was doing there. That ball looked destined to go out of bounds, and he grabbed it, got called for a travel.
Graham Weber now will come in.
Yeah, checked in for Nate Oakley.
Ethan Knopf now to Graham Weber. As we're down to under 1:45 to go. Lake Central going to start 3-0 for the first time since, guess when, Josh?
When's that, Giovanni? And a camera girl almost got hit there. Sitting courtside. But when was that, Giovanni?
The season that they went to the state championship game. The 2013-2014 season was the last time Lake Central started the season 3-0.
And that's incredible. And, you know, we don't want to place, you know, too high of goals for this team, but I think it's clearly evident from,
it's just something
from
we felt the
what
need
we've
to point
seen
out.
from this team that, you know, it could be a possibility.
As Knopf will come to the line, he'll shoot a 1-and-1 here.
First shot is up and good. And the crowd getting very loud there.
And just to verify, yep, the last time they started 3-0 was that season.
Ball goes out of bounds, saved by Knopf. Lighthouse still trying their hardest to get something going here. Clayton for three, in and out. Knopf gets it, puts it up, and he's fouled.
End of the game here. This one is basically wrapped up. Great to still see some energy from this crowd.
I mean, Lighthouse especially. Lighthouse is still, you know, playing their heart out, trying to find something, if anything, here, and you know, they can't. But the young Indians have responded very well.
And second one no good. Under a minute to go here. No, with all that being said, this is a very impressive start for the Lake Central Indians. Starting off season 3-0, you know, that's huge. You know, you want to start the season off well, and you know, they got a big one next Tuesday once again. And you know, now I don't think many people look at this look at this Lake Central team as an underdog.
And start the buses. Chat starts ringing up here.
Not thought about it.
Oh, nice pass there.
And I think LC's just gonna, never mind.
Oh.
Thought they were gonna hold the ball and the game, but I was wrong. 24-point lead now, 15.9 to go.
And Giovanni, it's gonna be interesting to check Max Preps and check Twitter tonight and see how many points Nick Anderson dropped tonight.
Mahoney's first one is off the front rim.
Second shot is up, no good. Mays trying to find something here.
That's
Pad
Steve
the
Carr.
Oh, Cars, my apologies. Trying to pad the stats a little bit here. And that's going to be a travel.
And hopefully right here, Lake Central just dribbles it
That should do it.
And once again,
And the
impressive
bench
performance.
standing up. We let you hear the fans take it out last time. Let's hear it again.
And your final score here from Lake Central High School. Lake Central is now starting off the season 3-0. Final score 58-34. We want to thank all of you for tuning in tonight. We want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Rehab Services. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night as the Lady Indians take on Maryville here at Lake Central. That one tip-off starts at 7. Have a good night, everyone. Final score, 58, Lake Central 58, Lighthouse 34.